Let's go to Iowa City. That was a hell of a game,
baby.
Man.
Just good stuff. I mean, it's I am more concerned about Oregon with the games that they have coming up, and it makes me want to celebrate tonight more.
What the hell did Oregon do during its bye week?
I don't know.
Like
hit each other with sticks.
Your bye week that banged up? Like, did you have like full on scrimmages or something? Like what?
You know what? You know what my theory is? Because they were talking about it. Brad and Gary were talking about it during the game about how Dan Lanning, after they lost to Indiana, and there was the talk about how Indiana out-physicaled them, and then they were hearing about how physical Iowa was going to be. I think they got really physical in practice the last 2 weeks. I think they got overhooked on the idea that we have to play Big Ten man football and beat the hell out of teams and beat the hell out of themselves along the way.
Second Tiger Woods reference. This is Tiger going through Navy SEALs training.
Yes.
It had the look of a game that you're like, Iowa's just going to like eventually make a couple plays.
Mm-hmm.
Like does Oregon really? Does Oregon really want to be here? Yeah, right. Yeah. Exactly. Like the weather conditions were awful. And they're just like, okay, like 20 points is gonna be enough to win this game. They're probably gonna find a way to get to 20 somehow. QB run, just kind of a slog in those conditions. And like Dante Moore comes out and just is like dot. Like after throwing like 2 passes in the entire half. Like on the drive before that they had to punt, I think they had to punt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he throws a complete dime that's dropped on the sideline that would have been a first down, and then he comes back, which was like maybe his best throw of the day, with the exception of the ball that he threw to Malik Benson there, just like completely in a basket. That was big time quarterbacking from him. Like that, really impressive there. And they also ran the football like crazy well for about the first 3 quarters.
Yeah.
I mean, they like 75 and 72, the interior guys, they were getting after it. I thought Will Stein had some like really kind of interesting run schemes with the multiple backs they were running out there. I mean, Oregon doesn't have they don't have Stewart, right, for the year, or at least most of the year, we think, right?
Yeah. Well, so you're down Stewart, you're down DeCorian Moore, you lose Gary Bryant Jr.
You're down Kenyon Sadiq.
Didn't have Sadiq.
And you didn't have Kenyon Sadiq, yeah.
And you don't have Alex Harkey, the right tackle, who kicked Penn State's ass.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was like to find a way to go win that against a pretty good Iowa team like that. That's a gutty effort, man.
Yeah, like
I was impressed.
I come away from that. I mean, if Oregon's fully healthy, I don't think that game's close. And I also like Dante Moore also threw the interception in the red zone early.
And that's
yeah.
And that's just, I mean, that to Iowa's credit, Iowa does that to teams all the time. So you can't rule out that Iowa is part in it. It's just, I feel like Oregon had a chance early in the game to kind of put it out of reach and just never had the chance to do so. And the longer you let Iowa hang around, especially in a game like that, in the weather like that, in that atmosphere, in that stadium, the longer you let them hang around, the worse in position you're going to put yourself in. And it nearly cost them. I mean, they did nearly lose the game.
And the Iowa fumble too. Was it second quarter?
Mm-hmm.
Like that felt, or they had one in like the fourth too as well. They fumbled twice. Yeah, they lost 2 fumbles. Like both of those felt so pivotal because you're not like most of their past stuff was like schemed up and not really stuff that I feel like you were going to get back to, right? That little like the fake reverse wheel delay play like that. That was a great play call. Just I don't know if they could throw it enough. I mean, he had 138 yards on the day. The Gronowski did, but like, I mean, Dante just came up huge. Defense never allowed Iowa's run game to go nuts. I mean, 43 for 140. That's fine, man. You're going to allow that almost every time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
great.
Bear Alexander, Amari Washington. You mentioned on Big Game Breakdown, Bud. You were talking about the heavy edge, and I thought we saw that from Mateo on one side, obviously, and who do we have on the other side?
Shoot, the other guy, the shorter dude,
the sawed-off guy.
Yeah, what's his name?
44.
Yeah, it's Tuioti.
So, I mean, I think the question going forward for Oregon is how serious are these injuries?
I know. Again, they still have to play USC. They still have to play Washington. And while Washington lost in a snowstorm at Wisconsin, more on that later. Man, I don't know. We'll see. Like can they still make it to the college football playoff? I'm going to say a snap call. Is Oregon in the college football playoff?
It's not a guarantee. They could lose 2 more games.
Right.
I think at 10-2, I strongly think they're in.
Mm-hmm.
Like they got to be probably 85% chance to get in at 10-2.
Yeah. I mean, I think too, because like beating USC and Washington helps their resume. Although Washington losing today kind of messes that up. But yeah, if they're 10-2, I really think they're going to get in. But I don't know. It depends. Like if they beat Minnesota and they beat USC, Washington becomes a free roll. Just for seeding.
Woo!
If you're Iowa, you're really kicking yourself because if you win this, you got a pretty good college football playoff shot. If you're the Hawkeyes,
because you would be a 2-loss team with both games winnable coming down the stretch.
Yeah,
this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Iowa fan is going to take it back to the safety in a 2-point loss.
Mm-hmm. Lost by 2. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. That was what was so weird about this game, and that Iowa had the chance to win it. In that Iowa was the one who had the terrible snap on a punt that gave Oregon 2 points. Iowa was the one that put together a really long drive that put him in position and then fumbled. It's like Iowa was doing all the stuff that other teams typically have to do against Iowa to give Iowa a chance to win, and Iowa still had the lead in this game in the final minutes.
Exactly.
Before we move on from here, I do wonder if when we want to spin this forward and think about how Oregon is going to have to go into the final stretch, Oregon makes the college football playoff. What can we expect from them? That depth at the running back position, I thought was highlighted as the shortage of wide receivers became an issue because they did have fresh legs, right? They're just bringing one after the other. Like, we're just going to keep throwing. Here's Whittington. Here's Hill. Here's Davison. Here's Whittington. Here's Hill. Here's Davison. And great call on the way that they were scheming it up with the different calls for the different backs. And that combined with Dante Moore's accuracy and his own, even if his running ability is, taking the sideline.
He also was not sacked tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, was it the second to last or third to last Oregon drive where Oregon realized like how hard Iowa was playing to give, and he kept it twice, like for crucial first downs. Like
one where he took off for like 49 yards.
Yeah.
Pulled his hammy, apparently. And that's the other thing too. Dante Moore might have a pulled hamstring.
Oh, when he ran out of bounds?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Well, hey, you know what? Listen, that's a hero. He was going for it all. And guess what? He had a cold hammy. Why? Because it was 33 degrees and rainy.
Dude, seriously.
Ain't nothing you could do to keep that hammy warm. He was putting it all on the line, though. Put the team on his back. Greg Jennings.
Shout out to Booger McFarland, by the way, big fan of the show, for saying in the studio during highlights that Oregon's not used to cold weather and rain. Boog, have you ever been to Oregon? It's cold and rainy every damn day.
Yeah, to me,
I would not want to play football in that though. Like, man. Oh, it did look kind of. Some of those games looked fun.
So early, I don't know. I would have to talk to Chris Hassel, who's obviously there for CBS Sports HQ. But it did seem like the passing in the first quarter was way less accurate, and then they settled down. I don't know if that was just the rain or how it was falling or just the rhythm of it, but it
did hard to grip the ball.
Yeah, the first more balls in the dirt from, and not just regular Mark Gronowski balls in the dirt, but just like, it just seemed like there was took a little while for everybody to get their feet under them. And then we saw, as you mentioned, later in the game, some big throws from Dante Moore. So yeah, heck of a win for the Oregon Ducks. I believe the tailgate is telling us that after the game, they're saying not season ending for any of the injuries.
For Decorian?
You're saying not season ending for Decorian Moore?
When do the Big Ten injury reports come out, by the way? Or they're just day of?
Yeah. I will say, like, the way...
That's probably got to change.
No, it doesn't. I will say for Lanning, though, like the way he phrased it about Moore, it might not be season ending, but I did get like the kind of sense that it's not like he'll be back next week either.
Agreed.
It's not season ending because we're still hoping to be playing on January 20th. And he could be back by January 20th.
That's kind of what I took away from that as well. Like, I'm not a doctor. I don't know. But, like, the people who had that stuff first, like, even before it got reported, were like, oof, this is not good.
And for the record, since we are a podcast of journalistic integrity, we will stick to the story that they have just been beating the absolute crap out of each other for 2 weeks to get ready for Iowa, and that's why these injuries have occurred. Exactly. That they were just, what do we think? Baseball bats?
Mm-hmm. Baseball bats, maces, all sorts of stuff.
Just wailing away at each other with medieval clubs, just to make sure they were ready. And you know what?
They were jousting for some reason. Nobody knows.
They say Dan Lanning is one of the best coaches in the sport, and that's why, because he gets you mentally prepared for what it's going to take to get in and out of Iowa City with the win, and that's exactly what the Ducks did.